On this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at SRAM's brand new XS group set. This is an even more affordable 12-speed drivetrain from SRAM, and it offers the same technology that you get in the higher-end Eagle group sets in this SX Eagle. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features and design of the shifter, derailleur, and of course the crankset. And while we're at it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That way you can see more videos like this into the future. So taking a look at this setup, basically this is the most affordable 5th tier group set in Eagle's lineup. So this comes in just below NX, and it offers a slightly more simplified design, allowing for a less expensive price point. Now the derailleur itself, it actually looks very much like a traditional SRAM Eagle derailleur, but you'll notice a few different things, like this plastic or composite construction to the derailleur rather than being made out of metal. So your outer parallelogram as well as the knuckle is going to be made out of this material. Of course, you do have a stamped steel inner parallelogram, but this is still set up with SRAM's clutch mechanism. So this clutch mechanism makes it hard for the cage to go forward, which is going to keep nice and tight tension on the chain so it doesn't fall off of that single ring up front. But of course, it's actually going to run where you've got this derailleur lock. That way you can take the wheel on and off easy. And you'll notice part of what makes Eagle do its thing is this offset pulley design. So the pulley design is offset, which allows the upper pulley to go with the cassette, so you can make sure that the beat tension always stays correct. And that's kind of the magic of this 1x setup. Now up top you're going to have a standard style pulley, and down below you'll actually notice that it's a narrow wide construction, and that's going to help maintain the chain. Now for the shifter, we're going to notice a similar thing here. The shifter itself is very much like NX, meaning that it's going to have a fixed mounting point to it, single trigger to go to a harder gear, couple to go to an easier gear. But what you'll notice is this is going to be very much plastic construction, and they've got little details like the metal clamp that's molded in to make sure that it's still going to be durable, even though it's a little more basic plastic design. What I do like about this is you don't have to take the cover off to replace your shift cable. It's got a little service port down there, which is going to be a nice thing to have. Now the crankset itself, the crank is going to come in a few different formats. Most notably, you're going to be able to get this in a dub style, but you're also going to be able to get it in this Truvative power spline setup. So this is kind of like a updated or a better quality version of a square taper, but it allows for a much lower cost crankset. So you're going to have these alloy arms, and then you'll notice that this is still a direct mount spider, so you can actually change the chainring size, but you're getting the same exact chainring that you would on a NX level here just on the SX. So this particular one is a 30 tooth, that X-Sync 2 technology. You get that modified narrow wide design to the chainring, and this ends up working out pretty well. Now one of the neat things about this is this falls into the lineup where in old 10-speed terms we would have called this X5, and I keep accidentally calling it XS just because I'm used to that nomenclature. But when you flip it over, it's interesting that they make the graphics show up where it does become X5. So they're paying a little bit of a tribute to the past. And then the last thing that we don't have here is actually the cassette. So the cassette itself is an 11 to 50 tooth cassette. And what's interesting is it's the exact same cassette as what you would get on an NX group set. So I've got a link down in the description below of a review of just that cassette. So now that we've taken a look at all of these pieces, let's go ahead and find out what they weigh. So we'll go ahead and start off with our shifter, and our shifter is going to come in at a pretty reasonable 126 grams. Then our derailleur, it's going to come in also at a pretty reasonable 339 grams. And finally, our power spline crankset is going to come in at 654 grams. Thanks for watching this video on SRAM's SX 12-speed drivetrain. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below about this new budget drivetrain from SRAM. While you're at it, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video.